You're smarter than you look, Archibald.
I get that a lot.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're discussing which Gossip Girl character are you based on your sign.
I know this might come as a shock, but not everyone operates from an agenda. In fact, some people do things simply because it's the decent thing to do.
Well, I told you I was coming. Didn't you get my gifts?
I did what I had to win.
For this list, we'll be matching up characters from the hit drama with the zodiac sign we think fits them best. We won't be taking their birthdays on the show into account, and are issuing a spoiler alert. Which Gossip Girl character do you relate most to? Let us know in the comments below. Number 12. Pisces, Eric Vanderwoodsen. Eric is one of the people in the series with the most heart. He may not have been a main character, but hear us out. Most of the time, he acts as a force for good on the Upper East Side, which is saying a lot.
Eric, you don't have to be nice to me. I've been so awful to you and Jonathan.
It's true, but I'm a better person than you are.
It's also true.
Except for his feud with Jenny, nobody really dislikes him because at his core, he is a kind human being. Serena comes back home for him after all.
Serena's not a patient at the Ostroff Center.
Eric, you've always been a sweet kid, and I can understand you trying to protect your sister.
I am.
He finds a way to relate to everyone and really listens to people. A rare thing among this group of individuals.
Jenny.
Go away.
No. We may get mad at each other sometimes, but if you're really hurting, I'm here for you.
On the downside, this means a lot of his demons are internal. In short, Eric's profound empathy and romantic nature make him the perfect representative of this water sign. Number 11. Aquarius, Vanessa Abrams. While she is a bit of a polarizing character, there is no doubt that Vanessa is an activist.
No, you are not buying this place to turn it into another yuppie fusion bar.
While the Upper East Side sometimes makes her lose sight of what truly matters, she's an advocate at her core. Like many Aquarians, she wants to make the world a better and more sustainable place. Not to mention, she possesses the talent and creativity that defines this sign. And while Vanessa is undoubtedly assertive, she sometimes struggles to properly process her feelings. Something Aquarians understand.
I've never felt this way about anyone before. Never. And it made me do something that I can't believe I did.
At the end of the day, Vanessa's bohemian persona and unconventional nature makes her the Aquarius of the group. Number 10. Capricorn, Chuck Bass. There's no better representative of this sign than businessman Chuck Bass himself. Just like a classic Capricorn, he's industrious and extremely ambitious.
A club is one thing, but a hotel?
I've been meeting with the board of Bass Industries all morning. I told them I want to cash my shares out. Risk it all. On my own.
From a young age, he takes charge and decides to not only follow in Bart's footsteps, but surpass his father in everything he does.
You took everything from me. Again and again. Now I'm going to find your secret, and I'm going to take everything from you.
However, he sometimes gets too caught up in being the best, to the detriment of his personal relationships, especially with Blair.
I did what I had to win.
No.
I can't let my feelings cost me all that I've built.
Even if it means losing me instead.
Another thing Chuck has in common with Capricorns is that he's persistent and focused, both in business and in his personal life. Nothing and nobody will get in between him and his hotel, or his love for Blair. No member of the Gossip Girl crew could better embody this sign. Number 9. Sagittarius, Rufus Humphrey. Like any good Sagittarian, Rufus is honest and compassionate, not to mention trusting, sometimes to a fault.
I have a situation here.
A situation? Your son is with your daughter and my kid. I trust him, why don't you?
Importantly, those born under this star sign also really value having adventure and autonomy in their lives. We definitely see this in Rufus, as he expresses a love for being on the road and touring. Not to mention, he has a hard time integrating into the world of the Upper East Side when he's with Lily.
I'm not some sort of trophy husband. My family's just in transition.
It's okay. We all sacrifice our independence for love. At first it seems totally worth it. It's just later, after you've given everything up, that you realize you have nothing left to offer.
He feels like his identity gets swallowed up there, and he loses his independence amongst Manhattan's elite.
You know, I thought we'd grown together.
But if this is who you want to be, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
It's why he always comes back to Brooklyn. He can be himself and live life by his own rules there. That freedom is crucial for Rufus, as it is for others born under this sign. Number 8. Scorpio, Blair Waldorf. There's probably one word that encompasses both Scorpios and Blair perfectly: intensity. That's why Waldorf is the only character who can do this sign justice. Blair is the queen bee and won't let anyone stand in her way. She'll do whatever it takes, deliberately planning her next steps and scheming to get what she wants.
Keep your eye on the prize, Jenny Humphrey. You can't make people love you, but you can make them fear you.
She's passionate and has an emotional side, just like those with this water sign. Like the scorpion that represents them, she'll sting if threatened.
Bart Bass may be able to fool the FBI, but he has never had to face off against Blair Waldorf and her bitches.
But she's also loyal to a fault. Once you're in her circle, she has your back, as evidenced by the number of times she helps Chuck. Bee, like a true Scorpio, will always get to the bottom of things, especially to help those she loves. Number 7. Libra, Nate Archibald. He's a quintessential Libra in that he's an outgoing social butterfly. Everybody loves Nate. And just as camaraderie and intimacy are important to Libras, we see him trying so hard to find someone to spend his life with, and often struggling to do.
I've been trying to do the right thing, but it's killing me. Look, I know we both care about Blair, but maybe the best thing is for me to just tell her the truth. I'm not over you, and I thought I could fight it, but I can't.
Plus, like any good member of this air sign, he values balance and fairness and isn't a big fan of confrontation. In fact, out of all the characters on the show, Nate is the least interested in scheming and deceiving others.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call revenge a solid foundation for a friendship.
He's among the few major characters who never sent a tip into Gossip Girl. Like a true Libra, Nate values harmonious relationships and is not one to stir the pot.
You're smarter than you look, Archibald.
I get that a lot.
Number 6. Virgo, Darota Kishlovsky. Darota is probably the most underrated character on the show. Just like other Virgos, she's incredibly patient. You have to be to work for Blair. Reliable, dedicated, and kind. Throughout the 6 seasons of the show, she probably works harder than anyone else. She's also an excellent friend and loving maternal figure.
Mr. Nate called to ask where your favorite spot, that be where he wants first kiss.
And like a Virgo, she has the ability to help those she cares about with their problems. She can typically sense when something is bothering Blair.
You're doing it again.
Something is different about you. I have a sixth sense.
And whether it be through a touching heart-to-heart or a trip to feed the ducks, she always knows exactly how to cheer Bee up.
I don't need you to be happy couple, Miss Blair. I just need you to be happy.
Not to mention, she's always willing to help her scheme. It's no wonder they essentially became family. Number 5. Leo, Serena Vanderwoodsen. Just like the other members of this sign, Serena can't help but get noticed.
This girl has it. She is warm like sunshine.
It's not exactly surprising given her charismatic and fun-loving nature. She's also quite generous and warm-hearted, like a classic Leo. While Blair wants to keep their world exclusive, Serena has no qualms about inviting outsiders in. Dan is living proof of this.
So you'll pick me up at 8?
You really go out with some guy you don't know?
Well, you can't be worse than the guys I do know.
Whatever the reason, everyone is drawn to Serena Vanderwoodsen. It's actually the cause for a lot of tension in the show, with others accusing her of being self-centered at times.
I want to go to college, but I don't want to leave this city. I want to be with my family and my friends. I want to be with you.
Oh, lucky me! I love how it never has occurred to you that someone might not want to see you every single day.
Serena is essentially the ultimate it girl, who doesn't have to try to get noticed. The spotlight finds her just as it does other Leos. And just like Vanderwoodsen, these lions are unforgettable. Number 4. Cancer, Dan Humphrey. Dan represents the best and worst of Cancers, all rolled into one. He's a sensitive and compassionate guy who is quite loving in his relationships.
I chose to wait. Sex is meaningful, like art. And you don't rush art.
There is no question that he cares about Serena deeply. His desire to always be there for her is part of a nurturing nature that makes Cancer special. But his emotional side can also sow chaos. He wrote a satirical book about everyone he knows, after all. He gets moody, judgmental, and manipulative when he feels left out because of his background.
You were supposed to be different.
I used to be. Got me nowhere. So now I'm the same.
It's a defense mechanism most members of this sign are familiar with. But at the end of the day, Dan isn't malicious. He simply craves love, security, and safety from his environment, like any other Cancer.
All I had to compare to this world was what I'd read in books. But that gave me the idea. If I wasn't born into this world, maybe I could write myself into it.
Number 3. Gemini, Georgina Sparks. Who else could better represent the twin signs other than Georgina Sparks herself? She's undoubtedly the chameleon of the series. Every time Georgina comes to town, it's a surprise.
I told you I was coming. Didn't you get my gifts?
You're supposed to be in Switzerland dating a prince.
Luckily, Daddy didn't need the G5. Haven't you missed me?
How could I not?
You never get the same thing twice with her. And it's always a blast. In other words, just like a classic Gemini, Georgina knows how to fit into any situation. She can be whoever she needs to be in the moment.
Oh, please, you're enjoying this.
I know you think I'm crazy, that I'm a schemer and a liar and pathologically selfish, and that's true.
From pretending to be a girl named Sarah to joining a Christian camp, there's nothing she can't pull off. One thing's for sure, there's never a dull moment when Georgina Sparks is around, which is how you know a Gemini has entered the building.
You can tell Jesus that the bitch is back.
Number 2. Taurus, Lily Vanderwoodsen. Lily is a woman of taste who enjoys the luxuries of life. Her feet are firmly planted on the ground, but she also likes to have the best of everything, be it food, clothing, or housing. This affinity for aesthetics is part of what makes her such a perfect Taurus. Not to mention she has a bit of a stubborn streak, which these bulls are known for.
You haven't changed a bit. You always have to be in control.
Well, I don't remember you complaining.
Well, I wasn't allowed to. It was one of your rules.
Yeah, well, I may hold the reins a little tight, but life is complicated.
While that can work to her detriment at times, it's not always a weakness. It actually often comes in defense of her family and friends.
I appreciate it, Lily, but you have no idea what you'd be taking on.
Are you kidding? Of course I do. Try as you might, you don't scare me. I'm sorry to inform you that my love for you is unconditional.
You do not want to mess with her. Lily knows who she is and what she wants, and she's not going to apologize to anyone for it. Just like a true Taurus.
Contrary to what you might believe, I'm handling this in a way that is best for this family, and we're not going to discuss it anymore.
Okay.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Aries, Dan Humphrey. Like an Aries, little J always goes after what she wants. While she may be a controversial character, there's no doubt she's an ambitious leader, like others born under this fire sign.
There is no more hierarchy. The steps to the Met will no longer be restricted to a certain crowd. No more nartinis, no more headbands. This is a new era. Let freedom reign.
Throughout the series, we see Jenny embody a number of other signature Aries traits as well. She's spirited, energetic, and unafraid to take charge.
I should have known better than to give so much responsibility to a child.
A child. I'm sorry, but this child seems to be the only one that can design anything that the buyers are remotely interested in.
She doesn't listen to people saying that she can't be queen or that she's too young to start a fashion line. She even takes on Blair Waldorf.
But if you walk away from me now, I will also ruin you. How are you gonna do that?
However, she's also impulsive and aggressive, which leads to damage in her relationships with friends and family. Whether you love her or hate her, there's no denying that Jenny leaves her mark wherever she goes, just like the Aries in our lives. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.